Let's have a talk about emotions. You know, there's a lot of stigmas that go around that they tell you how you should feel or which emotion in a situation is the most correct. And I just want to say that whatever emotion that you feel in a current situation is the correct one. Whatever emotion that you're feeling, that's your truth. That's your truth. That's who you are. So it doesn't matter if somebody tells you, well, in that situation you should have been more like this or you should have felt more like that, but that's more of them. For them to push their truth onto you doesn't mean that what you are in that situation were wrong. You were you. And I think that whenever you're in a situation, just honor it. You know, I wrote a post about me being in Denmark, and I was at my friend's funeral, and I sat there at the casket, and everybody around me was crying and showing emotions, but I couldn't feel anything. And I started judging myself on everybody's emotion around me, and I started thinking about what's wrong with me. Why can't I feel something? Wasn't he a good friend? Wasn't he somebody close in my life? How can I be here and not feel something for this individual? But then I took a step back and I kind of took a breath, and I realized that this isn't the time to blame or shame myself. Just because I'm not feeling an emotion that I think is more suitable for the situation doesn't make it that the situation, the emotion I'm feeling in the situation is wrong. And I took a step back and I took a breath and I said, you know what? Focus on what is. What is that you're here? What is that you love him? What is the fact that he meant the world to you? And when I saw his father and his brother pick up the casket, I broke down and I started crying. You know, all my emotions of what is, what should be, just flew out. And, you know, the feelings of I'll miss you and I love you came pouring out. I just think nowadays, with so much online and so many videos of telling you how you should or should not be, that we kind of forget about what we are. You know, yeah, maybe in a situation you could have handled it better. Maybe in a situation you could have done better. But if you've never been in that situation before, how can you judge yourself and blame yourself for something that you didn't know? You've been in that situation now, so now you know what to do. So now that you know what to do, you can make the changes that you need to make. Or you can understand, because you can't do anything until you create some form of awareness. And once you're aware, now it's your choice on how you want to choose, and it's your choice on what story you want to tell yourself. And that story will govern the changes that you make. If you say, well, I would like to, but I can't, then of course you're not going to. Because it's not that you can't, it's just you don't want to do it. But if you say, you know what, in that situation, I realize that I would like to make this kind of change, and you step up and do it, right there, you're rewriting your story, and you're saying to yourself that you have the ability to create and to be anything that you want in the situation that you want to be in. I just mean that, you know, be you. Don't shame yourself. Don't blame yourself. This is not easy. This life is, we weren't given a guidebook of what it should be, and everybody, no matter who you are, is still learning. Look at a lawyer. What do we call a lawyer? We call them, what do? They're in a practice, but they're constantly practicing. And so are a lot of professions. They're constantly practicing. So whatever it is that you feel in that moment, however you express yourself in that moment, however you felt in that moment, guess what? In that moment, that's just your truth. And in each moment, that is more of your truth. So don't repress yourself, express yourself. Don't blame or shame yourself. Be yourself. And the more you let go and the more you release, the more you start to rewrite the stories in your head saying that this was wrong and start saying that this was right, this is just growth, this is just me learning, the more people you start to attract. Because when you speak your truth, you inspire other people to speak their truth, and you just inspire more into everyone. So the main thing I want to say is just love you. Be you. Express yourself the way that you want, and you will figure it out. But we all just got to tumble and fall and find our way throughout this life of ours. And, you know, I wish you all the best, because every day I'm still learning too. Love you guys.